With a twerker already leaving the club and a snake pretty much out the door, Forest need to move fast, and there have been some links that are getting stronger on some replacements. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Afternoon everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we're going to talk you through 3 or 4 signings that look like they're going to progress. Well, I say that. I'll be honest with you guys, I am bored of this window. How are you guys feeling about this transfer window? More names, more links, bids being rejected, bids being accepted, then players rejecting, then something. It's honestly getting repetitive. If you're enjoying the repetition, let me know by hitting that like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well. And I want to know, do you guys think Gibbs-White is a snake? And if you do you also think Elanga is a snake? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so look, Forest have to move and start moving quickly. And they've got to start convincing players to walk through the door as well. And there are now reports to say that Forest are in the lead. Oh, everyone get excited because Yoane Bakyoko is looking like the main kind of link that's getting the most heat right now. There are reports to suggest that Forest are leading the race for Bakyoko from PSV. We've done a whole video about him before. I'm sure that won't surprise any of you because freaking out how many we've been linked to. But the fee is interesting for me. £22 million is reported as the fee that gets this done. Now, there are plenty of other clubs interested. A couple from the Premier League, I think Leverkusen and a couple from Serie A have also had a look. But the expectation now is that Bakyoko, let me get myself comfortable, is going to move most likely to the Premier League. And Forest have 2 stars, so it's a no-brainer. This guy is, for me, good enough to replace Elanga. He is good enough to ball out in the Premier League, but I still think comes with a couple of risks. I would be more than happy with Bakyoko ahead of the twerker because I think his ceiling is higher than the twerker. So I would 100% go with Bakyoko at 22 mil. It's a steal. Left-footed, can cut in. I won't go over the whole details. We've done it before in a previous video. But yeah, I'm up for this one. He fits in on that right-hand side. So that's the first one that's emerging as the most likely. I'm kind of going to do it in a hierarchical order here. The next one that Forest are in for is Vissa. Now, this one is further along, kind of, but not really, because Forest did put a bid in for Vissa a couple of days ago for £20 million, which is a few million less than they bid for him in January. So they've actually devalued him. Why? Because he's got 1 year left on his contract. He's coming up to 29 years old. He's going to be away for AFCON as well towards the end of December. He's probably going to leave Brentford because everyone's leaving Brentford. But will his destination be Forest? I think with Vissa, this is Nuno's #1 target. I mean, it doesn't have to be a rocket scientist to tell you that, does it? Because we've gone in for him so many times. Thing is, Brentford think he's valued at between 40 and 50 million pounds. I don't know on this one. I would like Vissa at Forest. I just think he's a bit old. Yes, he's like 100 years younger than Chris Wood. And the AFCON thing puts me off. But he will score goals for us, for sure. So I'm not against this one. How much would I pay for him? I don't really care. That's Forest's problem. 30 mil probably gets this done. Spurs are interested. There's a couple of other Premier Leagues club interested. Obviously, Spurs are keenly interested because of Thomas the Frank Engine being his ex-manager. So it's going to be a battle probably between us and Spurs. It's going to be a case of who's actually going to fork up the money for him. So that's the other one that's looking close. Are you guys asleep yet? Because I feel my eyes going as well. Same freaking names. Let's just get on and sign someone already. The next one that's being talked about, now I wouldn't say this is far down the road, is Harvey Elliott from Liverpool. And this would be more so the Morgan Gibbs-White replacement. Now, I do highly rate Harvey Elliott. He also had a cracking international tour, didn't he, just this summer with the England under-21s. They won the tournament, so he was looking very good there. He's the right replacement for Morgan Gibbs-White. Slots in, He's also, don't forget, we need some homegrown players and things like that. English quota, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they have to be over 22 to be registered and what have you, but this is going to be something that Forest have to start thinking about because we've lost Gibbs-White and Elanga, who both made up part of that quota. So that's something else we need to take into consideration. But putting that to one side, this is probably going to be the most expensive of the deals that Forest do if they indeed do it, because Harvey Elliott, Liverpool will be asking for somewhere around £40 million. Now, could this be one that's a 25er with 15 million in add-ons based on appearances, goals, you know, a Morgan Gibbs-White snake style deal? Potentially, I could see that happening, but the general feeling in the footballing world is that Harvey Elliott will be leaving Liverpool, and I actually think I would very much like to see him at the City ground. But how are you guys feeling about Harvey Elliott? And the other one that's doing the rounds again now is McAtee from Man City. Now, this would be a cheaper option than Harvey Elliott. It would be something around 25 plus 5. So a 30 million deal to get him done. There was massive links to him going to Leverkusen very early on in the window, and there was talks that's where he wanted to go. But that seems to have died down a bit. And this would be another one that Forest are looking at in terms of a Gibbs-White replacement. Now, do I see him as a 10? I probably see him somewhere in between the 8 and the 10 position, which doesn't actually exist, but you get my point. And maybe Forest switching to a 4-3-3 would be a better solution, because I think something that I want to do a video on later is the benefit of Gibbs-White going is that we don't have to play with a 10. I know I've said we could put Anderson in the 10, but I like Anderson in the 8. So why not just go to a 4-3-3? I think that suits what we've got a lot better. It suits Nuno's style a lot better. And it solves that Morgan Gibbs-White headache where everyone just seemed to want to play him in a 10, even though I think he's an 8. So this is the other one that's being linked. So is it that exciting a list? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just feel this one for me, Bakyoko, is the one that does excite me. I want to see the links of Fofana getting stronger. We explained to you with Ben Jacobs about what that whole bid was all about. So it just seems like paper bids. But I'm just bored. I'm bored of this transfer window. And until I start to see some exciting players, they don't have to be marquee signings for me to be excited. Bringing in a Fofana would definitely excite me. A Bakyoko would definitely excite me. But start bringing these players in, man. You're losing 2 of our household names. I need to see some different direction of travel, as in people coming in to replace those ones going out. And after watching that friendly today against Chesterfield, I know you're all going to say minutes and legs. I know you're all going to say, yeah, you know, it's just a run out and all this. It was such a boring game. It really, really was. And could you just imagine if that starting 11 was the 11 we put out against Brentford? Oh my God, man. It's going to be a long summer. But get your thoughts in on these 4 players. Let me know which of them kind of tickles your fancy, if any of them. And make sure you've liked and subscribed. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.